Okay. Okay. Holding over here. 2 dots on the bottom, Zayin at base. Start over there. It says that if a person didn't prepare the Efa Kiro, it says Machlis B'Sham Yisil, you're allowed to shecht, right? Beishami says you're allowed to shecht. Beisil says no. Efa Kiro Muchan. Modim Shem Shochat, but even Beisil agrees Shem Shochat Shiach Bedek V'Yichaser. He digs with a spade V'Yichaser. Now the question is, does he take the spade and stick it into the offer, or was the spade already inserted in the offer? Okay? There was a deck of notes already there. So what does the deck of notes accomplish? So we had Rashi difficult over here. 1 second. No Rashi on the Ksishu we had a difficulty. So what does it accomplish? That it's not muktzah. That since the decker was already associated with the offer, Samael, therefore it's not muktzah. Okay? So the question is, so if that's the case, so why can't you shecht l'chatchila with a deck of notes? Right? You should be able to shecht l'chatchila. Right? We'll see. Omer Rav Yehuda v'ushreish deck of notes modyom v'okovet ksisha. You're doing ksisha, even if you have deck of notes, but you have to take the clumps of earth and you have to be kaisish. Omer Rav Chia Barashi, Omer Rav b'ofet tichuach. Ofet tichuach. Right? It's granulated. Somewhere asks Vokovet Guma. When you take it out of the ground, you're creating a Guma. Could Rababa, Dom Rababa, Chova Guma, B'Shabbos, Fein Tzorach La'afra, Potor Leo. So therefore, what's the pshat? So really, it's Nisdrabanan. Right? It's a Mlochshen Gufa. Except over here, there's no overriding factor that since for the mitzvah keeps Adam, that becomes the overriding factor. But let's it be Ksisha. When the Gemara says Vokovet Ksisha, that's Nisdoraisa. For Nisdoraisa, we don't say it. There's this difficult Rashi we had over here. Volkovit Ksisha, the Rav Yehuda Porich. The Morris Kosh Kon Rav Yehuda. The Omar Hu Sheish Lo Deck of Notes. Right? Rav Yehuda says you have to have a deck of notes. Omar Zikon Rav Yehuda deck of notes. Alma the time now says Lam Mishum Lo Esi Vichso Be'Ofer Dochis Lo Sase. Kol Malocho. If you have to have a deck of notes, right? That means first of all, the way we explain, what does the deck of notes help? It's a svara muktzah. It's not a svara in the doraisa, right? What's svara deck of notes? If I put a shovel in the ground, right? You prepared it, but in terms of choyfa guma, it's still choyfa guma. If you didn't take it out, so he's saying over here, why is the more asking question Rabbi Yehuda? The Oma v'shek deck of alma timid of says la mishum the ose yasid v'chiso ba'of v'doches lo sase kom locha. Because if the yasid lo sase, then seemingly you wouldn't need a deck of notes. If you already shechted.
Right.
If you already shechted, you wouldn't need deck of notes.
Right.
Meaning, as you say, Esther Cholos say for Ksisha, you say Esther Cholos say for Muktzah. It's like a Kolsh game.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he's learning. El Mishum Sova, Chofor v'Omeid. Who? The answer is it's Chofor. I V'Kov, it's Ksisha. What do you mean? It's considered Chofor v'Omeid. Meaning, what's Chofor v'Omeid? You're not digging a hole. It's already, what? No, the Gemara didn't answer. The Gemara answered afterwards. We're holding at this point. The Gemara asked the question on Ksisha.
Okay.
In terms of binyon or chayresh, it's not, because if that would be the case, if the Yesid Ochalosa say you wouldn't need deck of notes. So evidently he's not going with that malach. So the deck of notes somehow makes it that it's not considered chayfa guma at this point. That's what Rashi is learning. Because the Gemara's first kasha is on Ksisha, it's not on a chayfa guma. The Gemara's question should be on chayfa guma. It's binyan. So evidently, it's not asking on that. Evidently, having it in the ground, it's the kvar chof of omeid. It's the chof of omeid, whatever that means. I have a kof ksisha. I have a regovim with the bokim heim vein ruim lekisui. Elm kein krishon v'kosish told the teichenu melochi. So how do we contend with that? It's clear Rabbi Yehuda is not going to say chalosa say, because otherwise I wouldn't need deck of notes. Once he shecht it, you'd be permitted to dig the hole. As the chalosa say. Evidently, he's not going with that. So evidently, so what does the deck of notes help you? The kvar chof of omeid. Mishum the kvar chof of omeid. Chof of omeid can mean It cannot mean it's granulated, because then the Mor's kasha wouldn't be a kasha on ksisha, right? So Maris Ovid Guma, L'chai B'Shom Binyan. So now the Gemara says, factually, even if though the deck is there, but factually, until you remove the earth, the fact that the hole's not there, so L'chai B'Shom Binyan. Okay, just let's see Rashi for a second. Yeah, and that the Gemara answers, Pato Aleo, Kim first time per Kamakagid, the came down to Tzorcha La'afro, below the Gumo, Edo Boiner, below Chodesh Ela Mekalkil. Yeah, he's learned a whole different shout. It's a Mokshin Tzorcha L'Gufo. So he's learned it's not Mokshin Tzorcha L'Gufo. It's Mekalkil. Called Mekalkim P'turim. And before she learned, Mokshin Tzorcha L'Gufo is what? It's going like Reb Shimon. It's Machlok Reb Shimon or Reb Yehuda. The Rashi is learning this says not the Reb Shimon or Reb Yehuda. The reason why, if he doesn't need the Guma, so what is he? He's Mekalkil. He's either Mekalkil B'Soder, or he's Mekalkil in the what? In the bias. So what am I dealing with? Rabbanon. Since we need what? There's a mitzvah say. The mitzvah say is overriding factor over Mekalkil. You're allowed to be Mekalkil l'tzarech mitzvah. That's what the Gemara is saying. But we asked last time we learned this Rashi, it's not Be'idno, right? He says it's clear Rabbi doesn't hold Esed Dochalosa say, because if he would, the whole thing, the Gemara he wouldn't have to say Deca notes, right? That's what Rashi says. So it's clear he's not going Esed Dochalosa, because he would, we wouldn't Deca notes. So what I do with Ksisha? So evidently he's entertaining. There's a tzad to say Dochalosa. What's shaykh? Everybody agrees. Yeah. Then unless mandapolog, unless it's Be'idno, you don't say Esed Dochalosa say. So how do we understand Poshim Pshat and Rashi?
You say that he wants to go with Muktzah, that he wants to go in that direction?
No. That's not Muktzah.
Well, he's talking prepared.
Rashi. Since Rabbi Yehuda says Deca notes,
right, but
it's clear he's not going Esed Dochalosa. Because if you went Esed Dochalosa, you don't need Deca notes.
Right, but over here, the way you explained it, at least to me, it sounded like he's going back to Muktzah, that if you're prepared, then you can use it.
Two separate things. The Deca notes is Muktzah.
Right.
Deca notes is Muktzah.
That's here.
Same thing, we're still sticking with it. But the Gemara is asking another question. Even though Deca notes handles Muktzah, what about Binyan?
Right.
So Gemara answers it's Mekalkil. Once it's Mekalkil, again, it's the same answer. As the Muktzah is not an issue.
So
but the Deca notes addresses Muktzah. It's not Muktzah.
Right. And Binyan, when he discounts Binyan, doesn't he go back to the original question now? No. Then how does he discount?
It's Mekalkil.
Mekalkil, it's prepared.
No, so if it's Mekalkil, it's Nishdrabonon.
Right.
But since it's the Mokkah mitzvah, there it's permitted.
Thank you.
My difficulty is this, besides this, we're saying according to Beis Hillel, I mean, if it's Deca notes, so that, if it wouldn't be Deca notes, even Shochat, you're not permitted to dig, right?
Right.
Now, the question is, but it's the same Mekalkil. It's the same Mekalkil. So what's the answer? Muktzah.
Yes.
So I'm saying, if Mekalkil is permitted, Muktzah should be permitted,
right?
Okay? Mekalkil is permitted, so Muktzah is permitted.
Good.
But factually, unless you had the Deca notes, the reason what's holding me back is not the Mekalkil.
No, it's the Deca notes.
It's the Muktzah.
The Muktzah, right.
Right? Since the offer is not Mukhan, you're not permitted.
Right.
That's what you see from the Gemara. Once you have the Deca notes,
then
some Muktzah is not an issue any longer, but the Gemara says nevertheless, it's Mekalkil, right? What the Gemara says, B'lochshin tzricha l'gufa. But that makes it, if I don't need it, mail there for you Mekalkil.
Good. Beautiful.
1 second. You find that there's a kula by Mekalkil, for instance, Mekalkil tzorch ochel nefesh, it's permitted on Shabbos. You're allowed to be Mekalkil. So you see, for some reason, Mekalkil. Right. Muktzah is also midaraisa. That's what I'm saying. But again, Mekalkil, it has no shaykhis to Melech's Mishkan, right? Because it's melechus machshavos also Torah. Mekalkel, therefore it's permitted, because it's mekalkel. But the only permitted mekalkel tzarich ochel nefesh.
Only.
Friend, you want to break open something to take the food out,
Okay.
right? Mara speaks about you have a barrel, and you want to destroy the barrel to take out. To cut off the top, you can't because it's Pesach. But if you want to break the barrel to take out the food, you can break the barrel, right? Because that's mekalkel tzarich ochel nefesh. Because mekalkel is not tzuras hamalacha. It doesn't have tzuras hamalacha means automatically that what it has shaychus to what, to melechus machshavos.
Right.
When you destroy something, it has no shaychus to melechus machshavos. Therefore, in the context of ochel nefesh, but over here it's not ochel nefesh. You forbid it to eat if you're not mechased adam. Im shochat yachmedech v'yichaseh. But you have to say again that because the Torah says v'shochat v'chiso.
Right.
So there's a linkage between shochat. Shochat is ochel nefesh. So the chiso is connected to the ochel nefesh. So just for the ochel nefesh, mekalkel is permitted. So the v'chiso, although it's not ma'akev in the ochel nefesh, we allow it to be mekalkel for the mitzvah, which emanates from the shochat. What is there to permit shochat on Yom Tov? That's ochel nefesh. I mean, you have to say something like that, because otherwise, what has to mekalkel? Mekalkel is also. It's also midrabanan under normal circumstances. It's only ochel nefesh. Here the ochel nefesh is permitted. You're permitted, even if you're not mechased adam.
Is that why he brings in binyan?
No, it's not binyan.
No, if you didn't have it,
No,
you
binyan
would
is no rice. You're not allowed to do it.
Exactly.
If you'd be going like, especially if you're going like Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Lochshin was also it's chayuv. Okay, let's see Taisus. Beini tzorich la'afro poter mishum dav lochshin tzorich l'gufa upoter aleo. The Taisus learns because it's lochshin tzorich l'gufa. That's why it's poter. So over there, remember, I think it was Marshal we saw last time. There's Marshal on this Taisus. 1 second. Marshal. Yes, this is Mepusha Gemara. Yeah. Taisus asks, where is it? The time it came potter avod oser l'chatchila, right? Taisus says, so it should be also mitzrabanan, right? I mean, if you go like Rav Shimon, shloima dem shem simchas yom tov muter afil l'chatchila. That's the overriding factor. Simchas yom tov, that permits this drabanan. Now the question is, what's simchas yom tov here? Correct? How you permitted to eat it? What's simchas? What?
Ochel nefesh.
No, if you permit it to eat it, what is it? What's the ochel nefesh here, right? If it would prevent you from eating, I understand that's ochel nefesh. But over here it says mishum simchas yom tov, it's muter, afil l'chatchila, right? So it does say okay, lomali deka notes. Yishlom kabum biino shei muchem erev yom tov. Right? That's the issue of muktzah. So you need the deca notes that you muchem erev yom tiv. But factually, when you take it out, you're creating a guma. So that's Melchshen Schuv Aitzosum Drabonot Simchus Yom Tiv. From Tosis, it seems to be that we're talking about he's learning the Beis Hillel, even though it says im shochad yachdev v'yichaseh according to Beis Hillel, that you're permitted to shech l'chatchila. Right? Otherwise, what shaychus does it have a Simchus Yom Tiv? Right? Yes. Well,
this element of
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, no. But I'm saying, what's the Simchus Yom Tiv? What's the Simchus Yom Tiv? The Ekanotz is Muktzah. I'm Lochshin Sufil Gufa. Simchus Yom Tiv is the overriding factor. What's the Simchus Yom Tiv? If it's Shochat, he has the Simchus Yom Tiv. Right? It's low Shochat. Are you allowed to shecht with Ekanotz? The Mishnah says, Shochat, right? Yachbed Chaser, and the Rebbe says that's Decker notes. I mean, if it would be Muktzah, we wouldn't let you do it. We would.
That's what he's asking. So,
No, that's Muktzah.
no, I know, but I'm saying it's along this lines. In other words, so if I'm relying simply on Yom Tov to matter this element ultimately, so what's the restriction of Muktzah? No idea. In other words, how is simple Yom Tov enter here?
One second. There's a Marsha on this. Marsha. Yeah, it's Marsha on this. Take a look at the Marsha. It's good. Look. The Tamo. Dem came Potter Abadosa Chilo. Right? That's the Yishlomish and Silmas Yom Tov. Adkan Loshano. That's the reason why that's the overriding factor. Goes the Marsha es lebeisilo lo shaykh lemim shum chipsim yom muter. Kevon lo shor beisilo kshavar shochat. Leko baby shum chipsim yom tov. It's being post facto. Dem shum lo michsi dama lo mechsar lo mitzvah ba'achilo. Right? You're permitted to eat it. Kedamri lo kamon el the whole divrei meil lebeishamayim. So we have the whole discussion according to Beishamay. The mashal lebeishamay nami. The tzorch hushei dekad notes. You hear this? What Marsha is learning, that this whole discussion, even according to Beishamay.
Right.
How's it permitted? Beishamay holds that you're allowed to shech l'chila if you have dekad notes. So yes, why is it permitted? It's l'chein tzricha l'gufa. And that the answer is simchas yom tov. Because we don't shech l'chila. I tell you, so what are in dekad notes? The answer is muktzah. Ubachti chuach v'olo pligi Beishamay b'silel. Al d'chol demai d'shor Beishamay l'chatchila l'shor b'silel b'di'evid. Now let's stop for a moment. Beishamay doesn't hold the muktzah.
Right, I was just.
Beishamay doesn't hold the muktzah. Yelz Beishamay hold the Yom Tov is mutter.
Right.
So we're in Deco notes.
So it doesn't hold that way either.
Unless you hold it's worse. Could be it's like a dachib yadayim. Unless you have it's Deco notes, could be it's a dachib yadayim.
Okay.
It's like Eitz of Avonim. You pick up a stone, you want to designate it as something that has value.
Good.
But if you just want to pick it up on Yom Tov,
You can't do it.
because it's bottled to the ground.
Right.
So earth in the ground, even it's ofet tikuach, it has no chashivus.
So it's designation is where you go.
No, so therefore, because he didn't designate before, that's dachib yadayim. So the notes makes it shouldn't be dachib yadayim. Okay? So Meir will say, just as Beishamay, Deka notes, lechatchila, you permit it. So according to Beisil, it's Deka notes, it's also permitted.
Good.
Right?
Good.
But according to Tosas Shver, how do you learn according to Beisila?
You can't.
Right? According to Beisila. Because according to Beishamay, it's Simchas Yom Tov. According to Beisila, well, what permits us? Well, one second. Chenir divritosh shekosel kaman ahod porach l'chsi b'deka notes v'chi porach tamud l'abed k'Beishamay chen kostos behedjil kam b'divrei amas omeri sheet of hashta Beishamay shabbat kosel teis d'mishum suk v'siyom muta afil lishchot l'chatchilo u'beisil badi nechlo d'mishum mitzvahs kisui muta afil l'chatchilo. Like I said, came to Shochat. According to Beisil, Beishamay it's simchas yom. According to Beisil, because already shechted, that becomes the overriding factor. That allows you to what? That allows you to be mekalkel, and that allows you also to by mlokshin shifel gufa. Kis b'shamik abe if it's efer shehusak beyom tiv, because we'll see. B'mtoy mikei lomad dekanot yishlon kom b'bino shei mucham erev yom tiv pirush mishum dika tati surah chadi deinu muchon v'od dekovet guma v'od b'sil dekanot b'shochat. Aval be'efer shehusak beyom tiv kevet lekabe le'isa muchon l'chut. You hear what he's saying? Right? Shori b'shochat, kedish b'shalmi, mashkosa ateis l'kamon chinkosa rosh. He's saying two things. But here, what you have Deca notes, right? If you would have Deca notes, what would be the problem? According to Beis Hillel, you'd be muktzah, and you'd have what? And you'd have lokshen shel gufa.
Right.
So you have two isurim. Two isurim, right. We wouldn't permit it. We wouldn't permit it. So if Deca notes takes off muktzah, I'm only left with what? Lokshen shel gufa. By Efa Kiro, we permit it. There's no Decker in the Efa Kiro. Right. How many Yisurim are dealing with there? Only with Muktzah. Not Muchan. If not Muchan, one reason's enough. It'll override. One overrides one. But if it's two, one will not override two. That's what the Marsha is being masber. Second. Yeah, the Maram says the same thing. See, Yesh Lomar the Mishim Sich B'Yom Muta Afil Chatchila Rav Shalom Beisham Elav Beisilel Lo Yitir Mishim Sich B'Yom Tov Lishchol Chatchila Elo Shem Shoch B'Diyav Muta Lachbor Bishum the Mitzvahs Kisui Hidleil. Okay.
So we have the same Hillel as a B'Diavad. You did it in all.
No, well, that's what it says. You want to give me more Pesachim? Remember, there's a Taisus on the side. He brings some more Pesachim. Yeah. You also go see what Esei Dochalosa say. Taisus himself. Nobody's concerned about it. It's not being known. See, the Gemara asks the question. The Gemara asks the question. Taisus brings the Gemara. Where is it? One second. Question. He asks, Votem Hechi Parchochel Essay Essay the Kis Yid Chalosas the Yomtiv, or in Yomtiv Nitchem Ne Essay. Das not Kates it's so in Shrivas Koshim Noch Yomtiv, or Madlikin Yom Kroi, or it's an essay Losa say. So what's the more question? Let Essay Dochalosa say. I don't see what the more is the question. Because then we have a question on the more it's not Bid now. See, the kasha is a kasha by what's his name? By Ksisha. The Gemara says kasha is a kasha. Right? The Gemara says, it's koiseish. The Gemara says, esed ochalosa say. Because that's more going to test someone base. You're granulating the regev right over the blood. But Rashi by us is talking about it already by choifer. Right? Yeah, by the digging. He's bringing a rye from Dekin notes that he doesn't know esed ochalosa say, Reb Yudah. But could be what he's quoting the Gemara. That's by Ksisha, not by Choifer Guma, not by Choifer Guma. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
What's the machlokes here, basically, the Shammai? If Simchas Yom Tov overrides, if Simchas Yom Tov is enough to allow you to...
Everybody agrees. If there's 2 Isurim, you're not allowed to do it. According to Rabbi Yehuda. It's 2 Isurim, even Meishame agrees you cannot do it.
Right, Muktzah, right.
It's Muktzah, you have to take off Muktzah and you have to take off Loch Shein Tzukil Gufa. Decad notes, which takes off Muktzah, you have one, Simchas Yom Tov. Simchas Yom Tov permits it.
So that's the whole machlokes?
That's
Shammai
right.
says that Simchas Yom Tov
Permits it.
enables you to say, I say doch Michalkel.
It's not, no, which means that's Simchas Yom Tov.
So what's machlokes basically?
Because
they both hold there's no muktzah here. It's muktzah.
Yeah, but when is it permitted? What's it permitted? We don't want, even if it prevents Simchas Yom Tov, we're not going to allow it.
Allow what?
Allow Shechita. We're not going to, for Simchas Yom Tov, we're not allow you to be involved the mitzvah sesi of Kisei Adam. If it's not less, you can perform the mitzvah in advance to go do something which will cause you to that, to be over even Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa, we're not going to allow it. It's this Rabbanan. But if I'm already dealing with the mitzvah of Kisui versus Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa, that becomes the overriding factor.
No, I hear that.
Simchas Yom Tov doesn't have the chashivas
so
of
that's
it.
the machlokes. Beis Shammai says sometimes is enough
Right.
to overcome an isim Rabbanan of Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa.
Correct.
Beis Hillel says it's something enough.
It's not enough. You have to have a bona fide mitzvah sesi. Which
Yom Tov is a Jinda Raisa.
first, it's not a midoraisa. So machtam chagechu, you're only mekayim on midoraisa. You're only mekayim. No. It's psar chagiga. Ochel nefesh permits it.
That's what I'm saying. But Torah matter you to cook and
It's
do
not.
it, so
It's not a mitzvah chiyuvis. It's not the same thing. That's something else. The Torah allows you because that's miteich. That's ochel nefesh. Torah permits ochel nefesh. Doesn't say it's a mitzvah. Ochel nefesh has nothing to do with the mitzvah.
No, I guess what I'm trying to was how could Beis Hillel say don't go ahead and shecht something because you're going to run into the rabbinical violation of doing a Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa. That's what comes out. I don't understand the rationale. The Torah says go ahead and shecht something. Go ahead and do something. You want to enjoy Yom Tov? Go ahead. Like I was just saying before, which some halachas are awesome, some halachas are awesome because they're not fresh.
No, that's not comparable.
No, like the Torah says things that are more enjoyable.
The way Tosfos learns, Rashi is sure, but according to Tosfos, it's Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa. Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa would be the Doraisa via Mlocha Tzricha Gufa.
Right, but it's not.
Wait. No, it would be Mlocha Tzricha would be Nisa Doraisa. We say Inesa Dochalo Seviese, which the Gemara is going to say, right? Even by Kisui, it's only because it's Ofet Tichua. That's why it's not. So therefore, we treat a Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa like a Doraisa. That unless you have a mitzvah chiyuvis like the of kisui, we're not going to allow it. It's not going to be an overriding factor. Understand? For Simchas Yom Tov, we're not going to allow you to do something.
The way the Mashal explains that the case is the deckers know it, there's no muktzah, the okra is techuah, so there's no petish. Right?
No, but there's
the only problem
Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa.
Is the
We treat him Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa like Doraisa b'mokum Simchas Yom Tov, according to Beis Hillel. We treat it like an Issa rice according to Beis Hillel. I mean, normally, there's a taste in Shabbos in Kol Kisvei that we only Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa we don't allow, and other drabbanos we do allow. So Tosfos says why? Because Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa it's a mochamedik in this drabbanon. Because simultaneously, if you do a legufa, it will be Issa Doraisa.
Right.
So I'm using that chiluk. If you didn't shech yet to do something which has a semblance of Issa Doraisa because it's only in Kavanah, we're not going to allow. Once you have a mitzvah chiyuvus of kisui, that becomes the override.
I understand.
No, Simchas Yom Tov is not mitzvah kisui. It's not. Simchas Yom Tov is not nimna as one of the taryag unless shchitas chagig is the only thing. You only fulfill chagig which has no shaykhs to kisui adam. Right? Of has no shaykhs.
I'm saying Simchas Yom Tov.
Simchas Yom Tov you don't.
The only way to be in Chagiga?
Only way can. Ain't simple elabasav yayin.
By women will have.
It's all drabbanans. Not the raisa. It's not a doraisa.
Okay. But I guess so basically that's what I'm flux. The third case is whether Simchas Yom Tov is enough to override Melach Shein Tzukil Gufa.
Right. To enable it. Correct. Okay, let's go a little further. Let's go top Tosfos. V'ofet tichuach v'kovet guma, tamer. The mashbid shayach guma apofet tichuach. Right? So Tosa understands now it's all just Ofi Tichuach. Right? It's not Ofi Tichuach contained within a pit. Right? Ubashas Perakiro Amrina ain't Tom Beir Bechol. Rabbam Gezerah Shem Yabne Beremitz. Okay? Rabbi Yosef Omar Gezerah Shem Yosef Ofim Mimkomo. My Beinayu. Ige Beinayu Ofi Tichuach. Pirs. Mandi Hashem Yabne Beremitz. Ikal Migzar. Mandi Hashem Yosef ain't Kam Mishum Shem Yosef. So you see clearly over there, Ofer Tichuach, because it flows by itself. From the Osamari Shekol HaMokim Sov of Ofer Tichuach, Uchshemadia Beyos Nofel HaKarka Ve'nika Kanchi Ishguma. Yeah. Over there, when you mop in a beyo, in the what's the name, sand, hot sand, you pull it out, what happens?
Right.
Immediately everything shifts into the hole.
Right.
So therefore that's the reason why over there there's no question of Ofer Guma. Aval Hochamar Sheyehu Koshev Sovi Ve'Ofer Tichuach Be'emtza. You have a pit filled with Ofi Tichuach. Magdia, Habeyo, Hadeker, Niker Saguma. So you're digging a hole. That's the worst question.
That was a carrot. Pull the carrot out.
See, Rashi is more difficult than Taisus. See, Taisus that learns Mloch Shein Sim Gufa is like I said. We're not going to permit from Mloch Shein Sim Gufa for Simplus Yom Tiv. But according to Rashi, it's Makalkel. You're allowed to be Makalkel for Ochel Nefesh. So Dekan notes takes care of Muktzah. So what do I do? Makalkel. It's like destroying a barrel for the sake of Ochel Nefesh. So why can't I Shech L'chatchilo? No. That I'm going to have to what? Right? The answer is because again, that doesn't enable Ochel Nefesh. You can do Ochel Nefesh without what's his name? Without being Mechased Adam. You can be. The answer is, as I said, once you did it, the shochat is connected to v'chiso. Until you do it, since it's not the actual, it's not the ochel nefesh itself, therefore they don't allow it. That's what you have to mechalik. Sheva kira muchan. Then the Mishnah says sheva kira muchan. Eva kira mamdekar shmei. What does it mean? If you have ash prepared, it's not a problem. The Mishnah says, if you have Efa Kira, although when Yom Tif began, it was what? It was wood. It was wood, right? Efa Kira Muchanu. It was considered Muchan. So what do you mean it's Muchan? Omer Rav Yudah Omer Rav Loshan El Shuhusat Merav Yom Tif. Right? Meaning it already was expended, the fuel was expended, was turned to Esh Merav Yom Tif. No, that's why it's Muchan. Aval Husak B'Yom Tif, Osur.
But if it wasn't burnt,
if the fuel was burnt on Yom Tif, you're not permitted to benefit from the Afer. Why? Because it's no lot. V'mroi litzlus bobeyo. What about that ash? You still could be tzela beya. There are embers in it, right? So you could actually fry an egg. Mutter. Then it's permitted. Why? Because it still has what? It still has the tzura of what? The fuel. Still fuel. Let's see Rashi. Mandekar Shmei, the Kovish Efer Mashma, do you have time in the Milse Deleel? Has no shaykhs to the first thing. Shuzim Erev Yom Tov Me'esmo Daite Aluyo L'chol Milo. What he's saying is, I mean, it should be considered like Ashba, right? So Rashi says, Be'esmo, if it was Huzat, Daite Aluyo L'chol Milo. We're going to have a case later. The Gemara speaks about if you have Efer, if it's Muchan for, let's say, for Tzoyo, it's not Muchan for Kisei Adam. Because Tzoyo is something which is regular. So even it's Muchan, it could be, you could actually limit it to what degree it's Muchan. So Rashi over here says, Daite Aluyo L'chol Mili. Meaning, all usages, whatever I need for, even for a Dvar Mitzvah, he has in mind for that. Aval Husa B'Yom Tov, D'Lekel Meim Daite Aluyo, Me'esmol Osur. Why can't you say Daite Aluyo? Why don't Rashi say more Poshet? Let's say I know I'm going to use it, tomorrow's going to be ash. So why can't I say Daite Aluyo? No. I think because you can't say because it's Noilat. It's put about Chadoshes Bolakan. The lekel meim Daite Aluyo me'esmo osur. Since you can't say Daita Aluya, why not? It's Yeshua Mitzapeh. He knows it's going to turn to Esh. So why is the Lekal Mem? You have to say because it's a different Mitzias. It didn't exist.
That's the Machlokas Baner. That's Baner, Shemet, you use the Shemet.
Yeah, that's because keeping the Skatzoi. That's keeping the Skatzoi.
But this is also his Skatzoi.
No.
This is Erev Yom Tov.
No. Erev Yom Tov was wood. It was wood. Bein Moshes, it was fuel.
Yeah.
It was turned into ash. But it's Noilad. No, the answer is Noilad. It's Noilad. It's Noilad. The issue is Noilad over here. Right? So it's Daita Aluya. Right? It's not keeping the Skatzoi. It's Daita Aluya. Right?
So
The answer is it's not Shach. I think it's not Shach Daita Aluya, something that doesn't exist. The Lekal the Mem Daita Aluya, Miesmo. He doesn't say why, Rashi. Therefore it's also.
So it has to be no lad in Muktzah.
Because it's no lad, that's why it's Muktzah. That's the Gemara say. That's the Gemara says. But if it's royal litzis mobeya,
But if it
so
was-
therefore it still has it still is
heat.
classified as fuel.
Okay,
So therefore you don't see it as a different chefza.
right.
You see it as fuel. So
Okay,
this
so
fuel you could be mechasadam with.
But there-
1 second. Yeah, Tay speaks of no lot. Pirshim moide da idusa beyond of having no legom to make her eight to vash the ether. Vavi command kemai be'evo mivla bli the moide Reb Shimon. Okay. So therefore, you have to say that's the reason why you can't say Daita Aluya because it's no lot. If you onu heich onu misalka, and if I feel ever kiro beyond of lepos. Avgashin roy litzos babeyo omer the first ocha mar shlo shochat shor avgav shusu biyomtiv sholak mitzvos kisu. Yeah. Here he's speaking about where it was lo shochat. But if it was shochat, Taisa says we'll leave it tomorrow, then we would say that you could. That becomes an overriding fact, even though you're dealing with what? With muktzah. This would be similar to chariser. You got it. Decad notes we said took care of muktzah, but I had another problem. So we say it's one. But let's say over here we're only dealing with one.
Oh, that's good.
According to lo yishchot.
Right.
But in shochat, it's no worse than what? Than decad notes. That according to Beishamai, we say yachba decad v'chase. It's really, it's consistent. See, it's consistent. If you learn like Taisus, if you learn Rashi, it's not so consistent. Because according to Rashi, mekalkel is more kal than meloch shein tzricha l'gufa. Right? If it's meloch shein tzricha, you could pit that, say that's the equivalent of muktzah. Meloch shein tzricha l'gufa. Mekalkel is more lenient. Is more kal than that. So according to Taisus, is very good. Now what? Since I'm only dealing with one, the mitzvah kisoi overrides that.
Right.
According to Taisus, Taisus Shitasa works out good. Okay, we'll stop here.